When it comes to arrangements in music, there are a few things that I think about most when bringing a track together. Frequency separation, building up contrast with different sections, and ultimately building a world that the listener can get transported into the sonic space that I'm creating. So in today's video, we're going to break an existing track down that I'm currently working on and start talking about some of these core concepts, so hopefully you guys can add these techniques to your own productions. So that being said, welcome in if you're new. My name is Chris from Science of Life, and on this channel we talk about these concepts and a whole lot more. So if you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel with the bell notification on so you can keep up to date with all the latest in the Science of Life universe. That being said, let's get into the video. Enjoy. What's up guys, Chris here from Science of Life, back again with another ambient tutorial. In today's video, we are going to break a track down and build it back up from scratch. You know, this is a track that I think some of you actually might recognize. I think I built it here on stream. Either way, it's going to be on my new album. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to bring you guys into my workspace, show you my workflow, and ultimately let's learn some concepts. You know, some of the things I like to think about when building a track like this is frequency separation, arrangement concepts. So we're going to talk about all that stuff today. All right. So on the other side, I'm going to have you guys listen to the track first. And then on the other side, we're going to take this track, break it down stem by stem, and then ultimately port it over to arrangement view. All right? Enjoy. Here we go. So as you can hear, there's a lot going on there, right? So let's start breaking each stem down bit by bit and showing you guys what's going on here. So the first pad that I want to highlight, this is called Distant World. I think this was on my Patreon. And this pad, when it comes in, is in phase plant. And, you know, it's got some cool stuff going on. Look at that. That's pretty granular right there, right? You can see it's got some ensemble chorus, a compressor there holding things down. It's got a random here that's driving this wavetable position. I like that. This remap, yeah, the random is tied to the remap. And then that's tied to, oh, so it's a 25% chance that this random is actually gonna fire. That's interesting, wow. Again, this patch is over on my Patreon. I just make stuff like this, you know, this is what I love to do, right? But this pad, I thought is very interesting because it kind of contrasts this pad over here, which we're gonna highlight next. This is called 200 million light years. This is from, I gotta give credit where credit is due. This is from my good friend, Peter from Echo Season. Now listen to how this pad sort of contrasts the other one. Check this one out. Right, there's a lot more high frequency there. Sets a nice mood. 3 voices here. But when I solo that one, and then I solo the other one that we just made, and I sort of pan one left, one right, you can start to hear the contrast. Check this out. Right? Because the Doom pad on the left is at a slightly higher octave. You can hear that. Kind of sounds a little bit more washed out. And this one here is a little bit more grounded, but has still some randomness in it. So that's a great place to start. So if there's any piece of advice I have for you, it's focus on frequency separation, right? Focus on separating your frequencies out. So if you have 2 pads playing at the same time, at least they occupy 2 separate frequency spaces, all right? I can't emphasize that enough. It's a really great technique and I use it a lot. You're gonna hear it more in this track. So let's move on here. And we'll sort of break down some of the other elements. think that's a great place to start moving stuff over, but let's come back to that, and what we're gonna do is listen to some of the more, shall we say, sequence elements here. Now let's take a look at one of these random melodies here that's playing in the middle. I'm just gonna go ahead and solo this track. Open it up. It is a pretty basic pluck in Serum, if I do say so myself. As you can see, a really short decay, really fast attack. It's just a sawtooth, right? It's got a little bit of vibrato here. So as you can see, it has a little bit of a wavy quality to it, especially for a pluck. That's a risky move, but at the same time, you can hear that you're getting a different perspective of that filter every single time. And I like that, all right? And the way I did that is not only did LFO1 sort of gradually moving the filter up and down, but the velocity set to this curve is randomly controlling the position of that filter. And you combine that with the reverb and delay here, plus with the random melodies, that's really cool. So using that sort of element of unpredictability, I like that. Now, how did I do this? Well, this is called follow actions. Now, for those of you who are using Ableton Live, I selected all the clips here. I turned on follow actions. I said, you can play any of the clips. So there's 9 total clips here. You can just it randomly selects and picks one of the clips from the list. So that's quite nice when you're trying to build up ideas. I highly recommend that you try something like that. Sounds really good to me. So we're gonna come back to that in a second. So let's look at the bass elements and then the percussion elements here. So for bass, I have a patch called Foundation from Ancient Technology 1, the original on Material. So I'm gonna go ahead and solo this track right here so you can hear the patch. As you can see, it's sort of a simple bass patch. I think I've modified this to have a nice long attack on envelope 1 here. Envelope 2 is still pretty sharp, so you do get a punch out of it. However, it slowly rises in volume, right? That's kind of nice. And again, it's just playing 2 simple notes. That punch is coming from the movement of the filter. And let's go ahead and look at the kick drum here, combined with that. For kick drums, I don't go overly complex. These are just pulled samples from Trias, right? Put through the utility template. I might add some compression later on to kind of even out the sound of the kick drums. Let's add our snare drum here. Nothing too crazy. Again, just a simple 2 and 4 snare, right? Again, all these samples just coming from a sample library. Let's take a look at some of these glitchy hats here. A lot of people ask me about this. How do you do your glitch percussion? Well, these are just simple samples. Nothing too crazy, nothing you wouldn't find in any sample pack. However, they're shortened up really short. And the pitch is all over the place, right? So with just the samples that you already have, right? You don't need any sort of crazy glitch percussion packs or anything. What you can use is Ableton's drum rack here or any other drum percussion sequencer of your kind, right? And increase the pitch on those existing hi-hat samples. And then lower the fade till it's like barely, a couple milliseconds maybe, right? Try that. Now, what's making all those cool random glitches here? Well, we have an instance of Automaton from Audio Damage. Just running a simple preset with stutter and replicate, nothing else. An LFO here, which is driving an instance of Ableton's beat repeat. That's moving the interval there to create some of those random glitches at random times. We have a motion effects here, which I'm using as sort of an auto panner. Talked about this before. Increase the randomness here and you can get some way wide auto pans out of it. Motion effects is amazing for all kinds of different, we could put a second motion effects and do a bandpass filter here or a high pass. That might be nice. And of course, some compression here to even it out. But you can hear that just sets the foundation for the rest of the track to live on, right? So as you can hear, it all comes together. One of the main points of this video is I really want you to understand that you don't have to overthink things. Try not to overcomplicate your work process. I see a lot of producers who are falling into this trap of like putting too much or trying to just make things complicated. The answers are oftentimes the most simple solutions. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. It'll serve you well, especially in this game. All right, so let's go ahead and port this track over to arrangement view. Really quickly, we're just gonna do a quick and dirty arrangement here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start dragging the tracks over to arrangement view by clicking and holding the track, right? Or the clip that I want, pressing tab and moving it over, all right? That's a quick way to kind of get your track going here. I'm gonna start this one at bar 5, come back to session. I'm just hitting tab here, by the way. And we're gonna grab, say, this pad right here, start this at bar 0. And then we're gonna grab that distant world pad in phase plant and start that bar 0 as well. Now, let's go ahead and click the back to arrangement button. You guys can't see this because my camera's in the way, but it's a red button with a triangle on it. You click that and all of a sudden, boom, the gray goes away and now we have access to arrangement view. So that's where our track starts. And then the dude patch comes in. Right? Just like how we planned it. Very cool. I'm gonna copy this over a couple more times. And I think here, after around 16 bars, something should happen, right? Either this should come back, or let's go ahead, duplicate just this one, and we'll move this back here. Or what we can do is come back to our clips here and add the foundation. The foundation is our bass patch, remember that? So let's go ahead and drag this over, maybe like 32 bars, that looks good. There we go. So now we're sort of setting the mood here. The low end is all emotions. So you gotta have low end. If your track doesn't have a really strong low end presence, chances are the listeners won't have that emotional response that you're looking for. So make sure you add that low end. This sounded good. I like this. Perfect. Oh, those little details in there, I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and now start porting some of these random melodies in. What I wanna do is come back over to session view here and look and see. I've got, 9 different clips. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drag them all in order, and then I can rearrange them on the timeline as I see fit. So let's go ahead and drag the first one. We'll put this here. We'll drag the second one. So they're all in order. I could rename them if I wanted to. I think some of them are actually the same, so there might not be any point here. There we go, like this. That one's different. You can see that changed. And then we'll go ahead here. I love session view. A lot of other modern DAWs have the same sort of thing going on, but it really helps me just kind of sketch out my ideas. There we go. All right, cool. Awesome. So I'll go ahead and rename this clip. This is just clip 1, right? And we'll come over here. This is also clip 1, tab, clip 1. So if you're wondering how I'm doing that, we'll call this clip 2, right? And this is back to clip 1. Very good. This is clip 2. And this is clip 3. And this is back to clip 1. And now this is clip 4. So now we have all the clips sort of named here. And now we can start mixing and matching them as we see fit, right? That's really nice. So we've saved ourselves a lot of work down the line, right? Cool. Excellent. Let's come back to our session view here. All right. Very nice. Now one sort of track that I'm hiding here is down here at the bottom. This is a Euclidean Sequencer Pro that is driving a Hive patch. Check this out. Let's just solo this track right here. You guys may have heard this before. But check this out. This random and hold here is driving the filter position, okay? You can see that because it's tied there with a bipolar modulation. the white noise is also coming through the same filter. So what you're hearing is the combination of a sawtooth and the white noise. The white noise is acting as a sub-oscillator. Meanwhile, LFO2 is also moving the same filter. Okay? That's what creates that really unpredictable hint of noise, filter movement. I love this. But as you can see, it's really not a complicated melody here. This is just, but it's the way the filter responds to all that other movement. That's creating magic right there. So if you can get to this place where your sound designs are starting to match up with the vision that you have in your head, you're gonna start building anything you want to. Dream worlds are gonna start to come alive. This is the kind of thing I do every single day. It takes a lot of practice. So if you really want to challenge yourself, start simple. Use simple pads, simple sequences, really basic stuff. And what that'll do, it'll build up your confidence. And that confidence can translate into the music that you always dreamed of. And if you get to that point, I'll meet you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. This kind of tutorial is like, it just flows, right? This kind of track and this kind of music, it is in my soul. And it's my honor to bring this tutorial here to you today. So if you want to learn more, come check out my Patreon. There we do all kinds of tutorials like this each and every week. We've got one-on-one ambient coaching, track feedback, preset packs. It's a wonderful community. So if you're looking for more, check me out. Exclusive content on Patreon. You can join our Discord community. We've got a bustling community over there. Compilations going off every other month. A lot of things are happening. So I hope this was inspiring for you. I hope you learned something. If you got any thoughts or techniques of your own that you use on your own arrangements, let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. That's it for me. I'll be back again soon with another ambient tutorial. And as always, you guys take care and keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. My name is Chris from Signs of Life. See you guys next time.